Hello there, ladies and germs, and gentlemen, and the ladies, and whatever else you might be in between. My name is Dan. We're back, and it has been a hot minute. I'm terribly sorry about that. So we ended up having a couple little things come up. Hill got sick. I'm in crunch at my studio at PlayStation, so it's just really, really difficult for me to even break away. And a couple other people, because, beginning of the year, everything's kind of going on. It's extremely challenging to even remotely get to the place where we could meet together upstairs in this little millennial tavern. But we managed to do it, and we'd like to thank you guys so much for joining us again. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube and watching us back, thanks for checking us out. So, all that to say, though, we are very excited to be getting back to you here with only 3 people at the moment, but technically speaking, there are 4 people in the room. So, everyone, I would like to introduce a good friend of ours, actually, if you want to come over here and just kind of pop your head in. So, as we mentioned when we first started streaming, we actually had a lovely friend who is a little young lady that was going off into the Marine Corps. Well, she just recently graduated from basic combat training and is now back with us temporarily, and we're very happy to have her here with us tonight. So, yes, would you like to say anything, Josie?
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. the very, just got a basic thing to say.
Yeah.
That or I, sir, yes, sir, all that kind of stuff. It's very, very run-of-the-mill is what you'd expect, right? But all that to say, so she was actually in our campaign at an earlier point, as I had mentioned previously. She was playing a bard in our group known as Hilda. So Hilda right now, I know I've informed you, but Hilda is actually right now at the Bard College doing her thing and all that. So Hilda is still doing that. Josie is not going to be playing Hilda for us tonight, but she just wanted to come out, hang out with the group, and really kind of connect with the friends and everything, and spend a little bit of time with us, because God knows she has been going through a lot of shit recently and really just wants to be around some friends and family and just relax a little bit. So we all have a couple drinks, a couple beers, whatever it might be. At least Josie and I do. But anyways, all that to say, we're very excited for this evening. So she's going to be sitting here watching, maybe making a little commentary here and there, but we're really going to be going into what the campaign is. So you might notice, though, that we do not have Dion with us tonight. Dion is actually terribly sick. It's actually kind of stupid, because it feels like the entirety of this campaign in this group has been coming here after getting better, passing a sickness on to the next person, and then we play hot potato as to who has the cold. It's dumb. Like I had the cold for 3 weeks. Like some of those streams I end up doing.
Don't give it to me.
Oh no, I don't have it anymore.
I haven't had shit.
And that's why I am glad that Dion's not here tonight. No offense, Dion. I wish you were here with us, but
barely, and not while we were here.
No, I know it was on one of the off weeks when everybody else was sick.
Yeah, and that was just congestion.
Just congestion?
Yeah, that's all I ever get when I'm sick.
Well, I envy you a little bit, because I end up always sounding like that when I get sick. It's the stupidest thing. The military said this because, the military gave me asthma or something. But, every time I get sick, it goes straight to my lungs. They're just like, oh, that. I immediately just can't talk at all. It's the stupidest thing. But
maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe it is a good thing. Maybe it is, Sam. But it's not when we're running D&D night. Isn't that true, brother? But anyways, coming back to it, we do not have Dion with us tonight, but we will have Oscar with us. Oscar, wherever you are.
Hurry the fuck up.
He should be here soon.
He should be here soon. We are praying to the gods of Up that he returns to us rather imminently. Actually, so that being said, does anyone want to fill Josie in on a little bit of what's been happening since she left the campaign? Because I feel like this is now a prime opportunity to kind of get her a little up to speed as to what has been happening in the world that she has left.
What hasn't happened?
Yes, a lot has happened. So it's like a mini recap for all the viewers, but at the same time, a very good recap for Josie.
So when you left, we were on our way to kill the witch.
Right.
No, she was there when the witch.
But she technically.
That's right.
So Hilda was
there, but
Josie was not.
Who was playing Hilda?
We rotated.
I did for a little bit, and then.
Well, so actually, you want to tell her why you were playing Hilda?
Oh, that's true too.
So they lost their barbarian for a whole session, because I gung-hoed it into the fight the witch myself.
Yes. And how
Did you
did
die?
that go?
I didn't die,
Okay.
but I was
Something worse happened.
I was
Worse? Okay.
I was knocked out and then experimented on or something. We didn't really get the full details of what actually happened to me while they were away, and then that also gave because everyone was like, okay, well we just got done with the fight, so we don't want to just rush in there and all die. So
Shocking.
We just lost you, right? So
Yeah.
like the group as a whole had lost like 4 people within like a span of just getting to the
Oh yeah,
ledge.
well Rumlin
Yeah,
also.
so-
left.
so
Rumlin's
this-
gone.
Rumlin's
Rumlin
gone.
left. He's Kai now.
So he went in on his own. We have no
selfish.
idea where he went. Besides, like, except for Oscar was
yeah,
just like, oh, hey, we knew.
Oscar saw me.
Yeah, but we had barely known Oscar, so we were like, what the fuck just happened? We just cut our group in half, and I said, fuck this, I'm out. And so Rumlin left to go to the sanctuary to go
He just
study.
didn't keep playing.
He
AKA.
is dead to Elena. Elena is very mad at him.
It's okay. But
How
we
good-
we all make our decisions in life.
I love that Megan plays herself. I love that you bring yourself to the table.
Yeah, that's actually the funny part about it, because like, so here's the thing. She's like, yeah, I'm playing Elena. It's like, are you really though?
No.
Are you really? It's like we want to do this, guys. It's like, are you being Elena or are you being Megan right now? The DM. Like, should I be worried? Should I kick you out of my house? I don't really know. So.
So anyways, we had lost Rumlin, and then I was out. So then it was Dion, or Zatu, Elena, and Dino, and then your character, which you weren't here anymore. So while I had the opportunity
Say
to
her
just
name.
sit here,
Say her name.
so I played Hilda, and then
he was trying to get the accent too.
The accent
there
for
was no accent. It was just more of just a
Like totally like
Valley
like,
Girl?
just Valley Girl. Hey
Hey
guys, so,
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know why I developed that way.
Well, so the funny thing was, I remember like one of the first sessions that we did. You just like hopped in, and you're just like, it's like, all right, so here's this character, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then the character, like I think I was playing a guard, and the guard's like, the guard addresses blah blah blah. You know, and you're just like totally, and I'm like, well, and I'm thinking to myself, like, how does a guard respond to a Valley Girl? Well, being in a very, very primitive state of mind, probably just a little bit baffled, a little enticed, a little horny. Just like a kind of a mixture of emotions and
As
doesn't
you
really
do.
know how to comprehend. So,
Yeah, they wound up finding my character laying on like a
same with mine.
sacrificial sigil.
Can
on
we
the
show her
ground.
the piece? Do you have it quickly, easily available?
I might.
I wanted to say I love how fitting it is that Hilda is off at the School of Shadows while I'm still in the throes of training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I hope she comes back totally shell shocked from the things that she has learned.
So, but like long, like we ended up killing the witch, right? So his character, my character, were like part of a 3-character ritual. That's how we introduced. my new
no.
character.
Good.
Where I come from, we call those orgies.
I mean,
Definitely wasn't.
we
that.
were definitely
As far as I know.
more like the
It
witches
definitely
in the
wasn't
center
that.
were split apart. It was definitely more of a
What's
like
your safe
sacrificial. Yeah.
The witch tried to pull tried to pull me into some portal to pretty much a hole.
He's turning red. Is that your actual safe word?
Oh, yeah.
Do I know something I shouldn't know?
You might have an inkling as to where this goes. I can't find it
That's okay.
So, but yeah,
it is really cool. I've been 3D printing a lot, as you can tell.
You mean the slab for?
This a sacrificial slab thing. Yeah,
It's neat.
it is really neat. You can actually. I don't think we have it on back streams.
I might have
What?
a picture.
For
Yeah,
what?
actually, you
But-
do have pictures. You took a lot of pictures of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she took a lot of pictures of that.
I can't get into my Twitch account for Twitch reasons.
Which was
You know how it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We all know.
Account.
We all
Oh,
know.
same. Yeah. I have a new account. It just still won't let me comment on anything.
yeah, but
well.
we killed the
Killed the
witch, and then we made our way back to the town, and then we pretty much went and showed proof of the bounty so we could get paid, and then your character went off to college, and we're back to
proud.
After
college.
collecting a good amount of money.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me more. I like money. Tell
Yes.
me more about that.
Yes, you got
That's about it.
you got a good portion of gold, and you're like, I'm going to be paying my tuition for quite some time.
Yeah, you don't get to spend that. That's tuition money.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
tuition
that's-
money.
That's-
So eventually, when you come back from the Marine Corps here in like 5 years or whatever, you will end up having an amazing degree in the lute and the bagpipes.
And then you'll owe Dan thousands and thousands of gold. For the student loan. So
And you'll have the back paid, of course.
just think of the interest.
Oh, but
Right, think of the interest. Yeah.
I don't have any money.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oscar!
And speaking of the man of the hour, there he is.
How are you?
So, as you guys might have known, I have been providing Oscar. Actually, you guys might not know this, but so every session for the past like 3 sessions when Oscar has shown up, he has shown up slightly late compared to everyone else, but I always had a cracked open Heineken for him sitting at his seat. Tonight is not the case because the Heineken was literally left here by a friend, and I don't drink Heineken, and we're out. So,
That's fine.
terribly sorry, brother.
It's okay. I had a Modelo before I came, so we're good.
Good. We've got everything squared away on that front then. But-
what else?
Then we basically picked up a new bounty, and that's
A
kind
new
of
bounty.
Yeah, we picked
middle.
up a new bounty
But
to
the group also has a brand new name.
Oh
The
yeah.
IRS.
for the IRS.
Yes.
Okay. Not Internal Revenue Service.
No.
No.
Well, that's the thing. I think I think the actual meaning of the word is yet to be determined, but you know we'll get to that at some
varies
point.
based
It depends
Who
on
says it?
who's saying it.
Yeah.
But technically,
honestly.
no one has asked what that means.
Nobody has.
It's just we've just said the IRS and like, okay, great.
Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. All right then, blokes. It's quite lovely there in love.
Iris.
Quite.
The iris.
The iris.
But yeah,
The
so
iris.
our second bounty took us into the sewers.
Yes, the sewers of the Holdout City of Pike.
So the sewers of the Holdout City of Pike.
Would it
And we got about
be-
halfway through it, and then we had to turn around and regroup.
We're
Because
still in Pike?
yeah.
Yes,
No, the
but
Holdout City of Pike.
What?
the Holdout
It
City of
makes
Pike.
it- well, we
But you want to explain what happened in the sewers? Who wants to explain what happened in the sewers?
Somebody else can explain it because I'd like an outside perspective.
So pretty much, okay. So we now have not just a barbarian. Has it been fully discovered yet? I mean, I know what it is, but like,
Roughly, I think roughly people kind of have an idea, but probably not all the details have been.
he's
Explicitly
multi-classing. So he's bringing his barbarian into a. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if we're
Does
fine
anyone
saying
here
that.
play
Warlock? Okay.
Is that
Right.
maybe
It's
like
a.
double specking?
Yeah. I mean, to an extent, multi-classing.
Like basically, so I'll interject for you. So basically, what ends up happening is this guy ends up jumping into what is like a vat of acid in the middle of the sewers, and so he jumps into a vat of acid in the sewers,
He doesn't
and
like to
he's acid proof basically.
Okay.
And then as he's going through more, everyone else is taking damage from the acid. He is like he's walking through like cess and waste and feces in the acid, just having a grand old time, while everyone else is like staying away from him, not just because of the odor, but also because of the acid. And eventually, as he ends up,
So he's odor proof too.
well, no,
that was
no.
never stated.
That was never stated. That's not canon, actually. That's not canon. He's very smelly, but I mean, what else is new?
Okay.
So Edard, Sam, tomato, tomatoes. But all that to say, so as Edard ended up kind of moving through this pool of cesting acid and feces, and getting to the point where he eventually met some lovely halflings, actually. So our little friend over here, Dino, ended up having a couple of interactions with them. But as they were kind of having this interaction with them, he had some inner turmoil within himself, and then decided, you know what, I'm just going to jump headfirst into the acid and feces, and revealed something to have changed. And now, as it turns out, Edard actually has some kind of a additional form, if you will, that he can't control, but seems to kind of take over him when he's exposed to certain things.
So as of right now.
Kind
Don't-
of my face when I first
Don't
saw it, yeah.
slam the creatures on the table, by the way. Otherwise, you
go.
might snap their legs.
Yes, there's a possibility.
Did
Yes.
Dino might have accidentally done that.
This is my new character.
Just a little bit. Yeah, that's Kai.
All right. We got some Avatar going on over here.
Yes,
He's a-
the last
he's a
water
Nazi
bender.
druid.
No, like Avatar, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I got you.
Oh, you mean like Avatar, like the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if you
got
guys seen The Way of
Oh,
Water,
sorry.
No,
Nope.
because I heard it's
Not
terrible.
guessing.
what the hell are you talking about? That movie is visually
I
stunning.
haven't seen it.
Okay,
Don't spoil
visuals
it. I
is
haven't
one
seen it.
thing.
I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying the movie is visually stunning.
Yeah, you can say the visuals are stunning all you want. That's fine. But Puss in Boots did better, according to the audience, than Avatar did.
Okay, we don't need to go down this road.
Okay, so we can debate this, but Puss in Boots was like slapstick of slapstick.
Okay, I'm just saying the percentages and the stats are out there.
Oh, mi amor, I am nothing without my
I'm
boots
so
and my
glad
puss.
those cameras
Oh,
can
no.
see my facial expressions.
I am going
I
to
kinda wish
go
you
out
would.
my beard. Actually, I see why you relate to him. I'm going to go out my beard and give up on life.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I mean, who else? Who is your favorite fearless? Who else?
It was I'm not gonna lie, amazing movie. Kayla and I saw it, absolutely loved it. It wasn't visually stunning. Actually, I will say this. This is my biggest complaint. You guys, controversial, hot topic, hot take. Puss in Boots. Terrible action scenes. You get the frame rate just drops like dramatically.
I don't
It's
care.
choppy as all hell. Like
I don't care.
all the action scenes are just terrible.
I mean,
I'll trust
it's a
your
child's
opinion.
movie.
It's okay.
It's
Wait.
terrible.
I'm not saying
Anyway.
the movie's good. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that according to the internet and statistics, and
Yeah,
everything
there's a
else,
new
You
Puss in
trust
Boots movie
you
that
trust
missed while
statistics
you
in
were
the
in
American
business.
people.
So there was
of the people I do,
2011.
I don't trust like the actual critics.
2020.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's
I'm
the
not
thing.
talking about the critics.
Okay.
That's not what I'm talking
We're
about.
not gonna open this
Back
can of
to
worms.
D&D.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're not gonna open
Hey.
this can of worms. All right, so coming back to it, so that's all the stuff that ended up happening while you were gone. Now, as they ended up retreating from that dungeon, they now decide, you know what? As they got deeper, there is a entire second level that is just chock full of just straight acid that end up actually consuming parts of the air. And what ended up happening down there exactly? There was like acid in the air. You guys are taking damage every turn.
So it's combustible.
It might be, but who knows? But all that to say, as the acid was in the air, they were taking damage just breathing the air down there every turn. And then as they were kind of going through this dungeon, they got attacked by a pack of rats and a specter, and that almost decimated the party.
I also want to throw out the fact that I was not there because I was on a solo mission and I fought all of that. Also,
Yeah, he
on my own.
fought all of that on his
Killed
own.
it
It was
all on
fine.
my own with full health.
And then the
Just
entire
saying.
party. Here, so Josie, let me explain to you. Everyone, let me explain to you what happened. 2 packs of rats jump on Zatu. Zatu freaks out. He turns into a different form.
I was gonna say
He solos a
disclaimer,
specter.
I
She
fought
hides
the
in
party.
the corner. And
I hide in the corner because I was at half health to
I-
begin with. I could only get
only
halfway.
had
You ain't no dummy.
everything. It just like literally everything that he took single handedly. The party was like, ah! It just like ran in opposite direction.
Cover and concealment. All right.
Exactly.
Cover and concealment.
Edard was fueled by blood rage, so anybody he saw, he attacked.
And it was almost me.
Everyone was in a single hallway.
Your altar doesn't have another name.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
we
yet.
haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
But all that to say, they got out of there. We went back somewhere, got a little bit of kind of experimentation done on him or whatever you'd call it. But the party had finally gotten back to the point where they sat down, relaxed, and took a long rest after what was a couple of near-death experiences in the sewers of the Holdout City of Pike. So as the party ended up going all through this and finally getting down to the tavern and getting a good night's sleep, anything that you guys would like to add before we go ahead and get started?
I dropped off research to our good friend. I always pronounce his name wrong. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Our good friend at the apothecary.
He's a good friend of the apothecary, yes.
And he's testing the water, the acid.
Well, why don't you try this?
Is that like saying you know
No.
the plot?
What is it?
No.
What is it?
What's it called? What's it called?
What's the place called that he owns?
Trying to find it.
What's the place he's looking
The potions place?
The potion.
for?
No, don't answer it for
Yeah,
him.
go
No,
ahead.
I'm not gonna answer it.
I have it pulled up. So.
Then go ahead. What is it? I don't have it in my notes apparently.
It's Wraith's Muddles Potions.
Okay.
Can't you just call it the pot shop?
No.
No.
His name is Ewan.
No, there's no place like that, so.
Okay.
Um,
Not that matters to me for the next 5 years.
And so we all basically took a long rest now in the morning at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
we're back. We're back at the
Are we-
ZMO Inn.
Yep,
Are
Zenmo.
we? Is Zatu with us, or is he?
So Zatu is actually temporarily. He's just in. He had a separate room from you guys.
Correct.
And he is sleeping in like a lot. Like so, as you guys
He
know,
went
obviously,
he went back to bed before us.
yeah,
Remember?
he was
Oh, wait,
really
just,
beat up.
I'm just meaning like, is he meeting back up with us in the group?
Not right now.
Okay.
He was really beat up. And he is taking like an extra long rest and just really trying to recoup from a couple of near death experiences there in the sewers. So as that ends up happening, though, you guys end up waking up from that long rest and experiencing what seems to be a bright, sunny day as you end up walking in to the main part of the tavern. And we'll go ahead and resume that.
The tavern or the inn?
The inn. Well, the tavern are part of the inn. Basically, breakfast is being served.
Okay. I guess as we were coming down, I would have checked on Zatu.
So as you actually go and kind of like try to check him and knock on his door, he doesn't seem to really respond. He just seems to kind of like you hear like a grunt slightly coming out of the inside of the door, but it's not enough to really be discerned as anything worrisome to you. But it just seems like he doesn't really want to interact with anyone right now.
Okay.
So I'd pretty much be eating at a table.
Okay.
Grabbing breakfast, whatever they're serving.
Yeah, so the complimentary breakfast of this morning you end up seeing is basically just peasant's bread and a little bit of what looks like just fresh water and a little bit of lime in it.
It's like cucumbers.
At that point.
We don't get cucumbers in our water.
Well, not the Zenmo Inn.
So who else, I guess, down? He's with me, or you guys?
Yeah, after I would have checked on Zatu, I would have came down.
So as you guys end up going downstairs into the other parts of the inn, you'd end up seeing that there's like only really like 2 or 3 tables that are out there. One of the tables is kind of occupied with a couple of people, and then it looks like that one of them actually has your buddy here, Kai, that's just kind of sitting there by himself.
I just walk up to you. Are you eating already?
Yeah.
Is the food any good?
I mean, it's free.
Yes.
It's got a hint of lime, if that helps.
Fine.
Lime. Or is it lemon?
It was lime.
It was lime.
Oh,
Yeah. I was like, wait a second.
Who puts lime in water?
It was on the.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Lime and cucumber is definitely a thing, though.
It is
Is it?
100%.
I didn't know if people would put lime in
Oscars
water.
are-
That's like the pinnacle of like
I didn't say we're putting
pristine
lime
society.
in freaking Corona. Just talk about water here, okay?
It's my water.
It is good. So it's. I mean, it's free.
This is fine.
So was his friend.
Yeah, exactly right. Where's
Your
Zatu?
accent's
He's not feeling it great. He wasn't exactly talking that much, but
Yeah, he
sounds
pretty
like
much
he'll
He
recover.
left pretty freaking quickly when I rejoined you guys.
Well, I mean, he did good. It's handed to him.
All right, so are
Well,
we
actually,
going?
technically, because you don't.
I don't really know what happened. I
Yeah.
saw him. I tried to heal him. I gave him some health, and then he because he was barely walking, and then he went back to bed.
Well, my little friend let it come out again in the source. So,
Lil?
Friend?
I mean, last time I had you in my mouth, okay?
listen,
That's how we got you out.
I'm trying to be as cordial as possible right now.
I'm a druid.
Here's the deal.
I
Do you
turn
want
into
it to come
animals.
out right now? I don't know how this thing works.
I was a giant toad. That worked.
Paul wasn't there to experience it. So.
Anyways, I just want to usher over waiters.
So there's only one waitress that's gonna walk around. Oh yes, excuse me.
Can I get some breakfast, please?
Oh, absolutely. Just some bread.
Whatever he's having.
Of course. You see her go ahead and kind of like walk over to the back and then point some stuff out.
Did everybody get enough sleep last night?
I'm great.
Dandy.
Yeah.
That was. Are we going back in? I mean, we got to pick up your armor at the market on the way back.
Yeah.
But my old armor, that's not gonna be your armor.
And you see this lady in the walk by too. Oh, here you go, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. So, I'm sorry, I kind of overheard something about you're going back in? Is everything okay? Or?
Well, I guess that's.
I've heard a lot of nonsense going on about about soldiers outside the city and attacks.
Well,
We are not taking care of that. We are bounty hunters. We are doing some work down in the sewers.
Oh, very interesting. I'm sorry. What were you saying there, Goblin friend?
I know, it just happens all the time, always interrupts. What have you heard about it?
What have I heard
these
about?
soldiers, anything?
Well, what I've heard has not been good. I've had a lot of travelers coming through here recently.
What's the most recent you heard?
Go ahead and roll performance. And just so you guys know, the chat does now have a setup made where you can actually do rolls on my behalf. So on this particular instance, I want you guys to go ahead and test it. So somebody go ahead and the command is literally it is exclamation mark and then D and then space 20. Then you could go ahead and just roll a 20-sided die. So in certain cases, I will be asking the chat, and I know I've been saying for a while we're going to have this, but we finally do. So somebody go ahead and do that for me. And the first one we have on there, we'll go ahead and use.
I rolled it.
You rolled 19?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a pretty damn hard roll to beat. But anyone who wants to, so anyone just go ahead and command D space 20, and then we can go ahead and go.
Pretty much, if nobody does it, I will. I'm just FYI. We give it a couple seconds. If nobody does, I will.
We the fan team just use our dice.
There it is. Oh, or you'll do it. That's a 10.
So 10. So 10 being. Very well. So. I overhear a lot of conversations in here. The most recent thing I heard was actually a little bit troublesome to me.
So,
Well, I had a couple of merchants end up coming through, and they said they actually passed what they believed to be a fleet of ships that were you all seem to be adventurers. Do you happen to have a map? I could point. They showed me a map. I could point to on the map
we
where.
did actually.
Do you need a city map or a region map? So we have both.
I'm not sure what either of them would be exactly.
Would be-
Probably something that. Oh, I think I could point to it roughly on that map there.
You pull it. You have a quill, right?
Yes. So actually, when they were showing me this, they said there was a fleet sitting right off that shore there, but it was just far enough off the shore where it wasn't really discernible from the land. So there's actually a small island in that region over here. So that small island that ended up blocking the path of that, they went around it through the actual channel, and they noticed there was a fleet of ships just hanging off right there. So I went ahead and marked it for you right there, but it was very troublesome, and they seemed to believe that they were actually Imperial ships. Now,
Is this something that happens a lot?
A lot? No, never. You must be kidding me. Let me see that map. Have you seen that channel?
I mean, it's pretty small compared to other places.
It's an extremely small channel, but if this entire region is owned by the freed men, the Imperials would have no reason to ever go inside this channel. They seem to believe that they might have intentions of either holding the area in threat or potentially as a declaration of war. They didn't see any sigils on there, but they might be hiding it. They believe they were Imperial ships, though. When they were going by, when they were going by, they said they actually looked at some of the ships and some of the markings and the woodwork inside the ships themselves seemed to be imperial in nature. They were too intricate to just be pirates.
Now, let me ask you something. So, if everyone thinks they're Imperials, why would the Imperials want to attack the Holdout City of Pike? Why do you think they want to start a war? Has the city done anything against the Empire?
So you, my friend, are opening a brand new issue in my eyes. Do you know the history that's been going on between the Imperials and the Free Folks and the Free Men?
Honestly, just been a traveler.
We were told a little bit. I mean, I know that the Empire wants this area, but people don't want to give it up.
Who feels like they're paying the most attention to her? Go ahead and roll insight with advantage.
Minus the weight.
My coffee.
14.
As you're looking at her, it seems like she's playing with her hair a lot more and kind of like flicking her nails. It seems like she's kind of starting to get a little bit on edge. I see. The history is quite. It's quite startling. The.
It's alright. It's alright. Get speak further.
You see her kind of like actually kind of like pull up a chair and just kind of sit down at the table and kind of lean in. This isn't something I'm supposed to be talking about. I'm technically speaking an indentured servant at here at the inn. I'm not supposed to be really speaking to the customers or spreading gossip. But I worry about it so much. I don't have any family in the city. I don't have anything to talk about and share this with. It just makes me feel uneasy. I feel like I can trust you though. You're travelers. You know nobody here. You don't know of the troubles of the free people.
Makes it a little bit more at ease. My name is.
I'm sorry. You want more bread? I'll go get you some more bread.
Oh.
Yes, I'll go get you some more bread. Yes.
Of course.
You see her kind of scurry off into the back.
She's not necessarily.
I don't think she's coming back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Still not.
So she kind of scurries off, and you got her left at the hill by yourself for a second.
That was kind of weird.
Well, I guess that kind of brings up the same question I had before: is are we going back in, or are we like? There's a lot going on right now. Are we?
Yes, but it's not our problem.
Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just curious. You guys were in a pretty big hurry running out. Like, so, I mean, is it fine to go back in at full strength?
I mean, yeah. I mean, at this point we're feeling good. I feel good.
Yeah, as long as I got my armor, I'm good to go.
We know what's down there, at least, so we're living happen on me.
We have that shortcut. We had the door what we can.
And then you already have one. I hand both of you a potion of gaseous form, and I say, this is one of the potions I found while I was down there. It's a potion of gaseous form. It allows us to move through walls, kind of like specters do.
Interesting.
So be mindful and careful on how you use it and when you
Go
use
ahead and roll Arcana for me. Everyone who feels like they heard that, go ahead and roll Arcana too.
Wait, heard what? Me say that? Is that right? I thought I was right. Now I'm confused. Now I'm second guessing.
15?
Well,
So you end up kind of recognizing, based off what he's saying, that's not exactly right. You actually remember him saying it correctly before.
Oh.
That the potion essentially it works like the spell gaseous form. It allows you to essentially pass through small cracks and pass through like locations and vents and things like that that would otherwise be impassable. But the smallest crevices you could essentially kind of move through, like a little bit of fog, just kind of sliding.
no, you said just go through walls like specters.
Yeah, pass through shit.
That's completely different.
Oh, whatever.
Specters can go through a completely solid wall.
A little bit different.
Whatever. Like you said that, but I knew exactly.
Listen, thank you.
Like,
It's just Dan being nitpicky. Okay, come on.
But that's what you recognize.
Pass through small cracks in my.
So as you guys are kind of like passing around these potions, you're gonna end up having the waitress kind of come back. Oh, here you go. Sir, who requested the extra bread? Oh yes, I would like it if you could actually bite into the bread and tell me if it's to your liking, since you didn't like the last batch. So
Why don't you just
What-
break
what-
it in half first?
what I ended up hearing there last time was that they were sitting outside of the Holdout City of Pike, and they ended up telling me that it seemed like they had weapons of war assigned to them. But the actual Holdout City of Pike is in open rebellion with not just the Empire, but is essentially in holding the old ways of free folks, which they essentially have no way of law and wish to hold slavery in the highest regard. The Imperials believe strictly in law and order, and they wish nothing more but to bring the whole city back to its knees. So, is the bread to your liking?
Yeah, I break off a little.
Well, if you could taste it, please. I need to know if I need to go get another batch for you. So, it's a deep history of what's gone through the region, but I don't think it's going to get any better. And I don't believe that this is just a passive act. I think they do mean to intend harm and take the whole City of Pike for itself. This is essentially the sigil of the. I'm not the best with the common tongue, but the landmark of freedom of the people in this region. The Imperials wish nothing more than to take this land and rid slavery of it and get them under the Imperial rule. And what some would call the Imperial boot.
Now let me ask you something. Are you against or with the whole concept of keeping slaves?
So do you like the bread?
Yeah, the bread's pretty good, but could you get me something to drink?
Oh yes, I'm terribly sorry. Let me go get you a beverage. It's my mistake. You see her kind of scurry off.
You guys want to just go and get out of here before she comes back?
Kind of. we gotta catch Iwo before he leaves.
Listen, I'm all for fighting some dickheads that are coming into the city, but it's not really my fight until it's my fight.
Well, we probably need to finish our one task before we get paid and hired for another.
Exactly. I'm fine with it. Let's go pick up our armor, and do we need to go back to anything else?
I mean,
You will said he can't do anything until we're back with my situation.
well, he's figuring out what the acid is currently.
Well,
And he
it's,
should be able to.
it's that, but I mean, remember I said that our best chance of finding information would be with the Shadowstone.
Oh, that's true.
Check
too.
out the library there. So.
We can always let that too when he's feeling better. If he wakes up later to go in.
Yeah, we'll
Talk to
go. I
him.
mean, obviously, we're going to take a rest after we get back.
Let's go. I mean,
Let's go get our armor and head back in.
Is everybody else go with that?
Yeah. That's
You need
fine.
another shot?
No, let's go. Let's go.
They might have restocked.
Alright, so then I guess we're gonna head south and go by the
We just have to go back to the General Square Market.
well, no, not the general square market. Where's your armor? Your armor was at the
Entrance to the sewer is the General Square Market. We need to go back to the West Travel Square.
No, we travel square.
Yeah. So pass by Sally's leather armor vendor. That's where her hopefully new armor is.
Okay.
Alright, well let's sit there. Alright, so yeah, I guess we'll start heading down to get her armor.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are heading down that way, what exactly is your marching order? So I know we have the dungeon out there on the map, but go ahead and kind of show me your marching
I
order.
guess I'll just be up front again.
I'll be near the front since we're going to get my armor.
I'll be all the way in the back.
Going back.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are walking through, the city. It
Still
seems
trust
like
you.
it seems like the city is just kind of going throughout its normal motion. Nothing really interesting is happening. I want both of you to go ahead and roll perception.
Us.
Dino and Kai.
Get it.
$16.
16?
Yep.
Okay. So as both of you are kind of walking through the city, you're both going to end up hearing what kind of seems like a couple of the guards kind of not just scurrying, but it seems like they're kind of like congregating in one location and talking. And then they all seem to kind of pull from what looks like their posts as you're walking through one of these plazas. And it seems like they're all kind of starting to move off in what seems like a south direction. The guards, like, basically you just watch all the guards
So
from this
they're
area.
abandoning the current spot. Now is this the spot that would be closest to the fleet or furthest away from
Well,
the fleet?
we're traveling north to go to where we need to go.
Correct. So
They're
that-
going south
so-
towards the docks.
Okay, so they're abandoning their post to go to the docks. So.
How much of a hurt? Well, I'm not going to ask because I don't.
Yeah, it's up to them.
Which, I guess the fleet is actually here.
Yeah.
Should either want to go look, or do we just want to keep doing our shit?
Can I hear them talking behind me?
You're close enough, you could probably hear them talking.
Alright. What are you guys talking about?
Look at the, and I point over to the guards as like, I said, look, there's no guards here as they're all running that way.
Edard.
What?
It looks like trouble might have, it might be your fight at this point.
We don't know that.
All the guards are running in the opposite direction. Something's happening.
Given what I know about your background, let's see if you go ahead and roll history.
You need to at least go get your armor anyways. If possible.
That's true, Tim.
7.
7.
Do you need
So-
to pick something up from the shore?
You didn't really
No, I
experience a
got it.
whole lot, of what would happen outside of your earlier way of life. But one of the things you do remember is during signs of like panic and pandemonium inside of the Free Nations, you
Same.
end up
I don't
having
know.
in like imminent
Okay.
danger from like bells rung across the entirety of the city. And that seems relatively consistent across the freelance.
Okay. And I don't hear any bells right now.
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. You do see people. You know that's what they saw, which is
Yeah.
people kind of scurrying
Can I see
around,
that?
but you're not noticing anything in particular.
The city one.
Alright, can we just try to hurry up and go get my armor real quick? I'm getting a little nervous here.
All right, let's just pick it up then.
Yeah,
Do you wanna-
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just kind of I walk away
From where?
from you guys. Yeah.
And
I'll
I'm
meet you
gonna-
guys later.
I-
At the sewer.
Basically, I'm gonna say as he starts scurrying off, I'm saying if you two go grab our armor, we're gonna go quickly check it out. As you guys, that's why I wanted to quickly look at the map and then hand it back to you. So you guys grab the armor and we'll meet you back up at the sewers.
But
Start
source-
multitasking. Yeah, back at the sewers. At the entrance to the
So
sewer.
you guys are going to go south towards the docks and come all the way back to the sewers? Why don't you just fly there? Can you?
That's me being able to turn into a horse, good sir.
Okay.
Actually, that's a good point. I could always just fly there and come back. But that wastes the wild shape.
You did wild shape the other way. Isn't that what you just said?
I was thinking about it, but I hadn't done it. I guess realistically asking you, the time that would take us to get to the docks and back.
You're not familiar with the time it would take you to get to the docks and back. You're not familiar with the city. Gremlin would be.
Yeah.
Yas, queen. Yas.
In comparison to where, see that map again. Well, if you know off the top of your head, okay, so like in comparison to where we have to go and where the sewer, because the sewer's all the way over here.
Are we been walking? How far would you say we would have gotten to where they got to see the cars?
Yeah, where would be?
Yeah, because we came from.
So you want to know where in the map you saw the guards, right?
Yeah.
It was 5. So yeah, we were here. We
Yep.
were heading to 4. So we went probably about 12 by the time we saw
So
the
you would have
guards.
been halfway between 12.
So about here.
Okay.
So realistically, y'all would have to come all the way up here, and come all the way back down here,
Well, we probably just go to the other.
or go whatever, whichever way. Obviously,
I mean, he's going, so I'm gonna go with him so we don't split up. So at least someone's like, no one's all solo.
All right. Well, if something happens, you'll need to be able to come back and get us.
Yeah, and I mean, if something happens, I'll fly back and grab you and come let you know, and I'll tell you where we're meeting up at. To make
All
that
right.
fast. Otherwise, we'll meet you back up at the sewer.
All right. That's fine. Then just you guys go be quick, and we'll be back.
So as he's taking like
Choose up.
7-8 steps because he's small, I take like 3 giant steps to catch up. That works, okay. I quickly make a couple longer strides and then
Quickly make a couple longs. Quickly take a couple like normal sized steps.
Yep, exactly.
Alright, so you managed to catch up with him as you guys are walking off the direction. Alright, so I want both of you, as you guys end up splitting the party essentially, to roll perception. So one person of each of your groups roll perception.
7. It's okay.
3.
Okay. Alright, so you both end up splitting off and going in your own separate directions in parts of the city. So as you guys end up kind of making your way over towards the Traveler Square, you end up seeing the armor in the shop actually kind of displayed over there on the counter. It looks like it's ready to pick up.
It looks like your armor's ready, so I'll just wait here unless you want me to go there too.
Oh, if you want.
Yeah, it's fine.
I woke up.
Now, you paid, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Because it was my armor and I tipped him generously, so you're good.
Yeah. My friend Kai.
You see him go ahead and pick up the leathers off the counter and just kind of drape it over, and you end up seeing it has some very, very intricate work being done, but it's not too intricate, but it's something to kind of catch your eye a little bit, kind of Celtic in nature.
Oh wow, that's pretty nice. Thank you.
And you see him immediately turn around and start kind of helping somebody else he was kind of interacting with before.
Okay.
As he goes ahead and turns around, roll perception for me.
Figure it out.
It seems like the entirety of the shop is just kind of packed with people. And go ahead and roll insight for me.
21.
So as you're kind of like picking up a little bit of the details of the situation, you're able to kind of figure out that the entire shop is just kind of packed, and he realizes since kind of like you've already paid, or it's already paid for rather, that he's just going to give it off to you and then immediately go back and servicing other people where he
So he wasn't being rude. He was just going back.
Yeah.
Okay. All Alright, so I guess I just take the stuff and I walk back over to Edward.
Does it all seem like it's good to go?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice. Hopefully it works well.
Does it fit? Does it try it on?
No, yeah, good call. And then I put it on.
Okay. So as you end up putting this thing on, it seems to actually like fit you pretty well. It seems like it wasn't like custom made, but there's a lot of extra straps to kind of pull up some slack in some areas and really make it kind of conform to your general body stature.
Yeah, this feels pretty good.
Can you move in it alright?
I punch him.
You kind of have a little bit of like that punching motion ends up kind of like rubbing a little bit of the armor against your gut a little bit. It definitely kind of like irritates a little bit of your skin, and it feels like it might kind of like pull off a little bit more, maybe cause like a little bit of a not scarring, but an irritation. We'll just call it that. A rash or an irritation,
Like a really uncomfortable bra.
Yeah. It's like a really uncomfortable
Because you know all about it.
But when you end up kind of going through and making that motion, but it seems like it's in pretty good shape and it's not falling apart. It's not.
Yeah. Fine.
That's why you do magic.
Alright, I just start walking towards the direction they would be.
Well, we're heading back to the sewers. They're going to meet us.
Alright.
Either way, they're going to come back to where we are. So I guess we'll just head towards the sewers now.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to you two. So as you guys are walking through the Holdout City of Pike and walking over in the direction of the docks, what do they do? Because you're like kind of tailing these guards, keeping a little bit of distance, not too close, but not too far. What do you want to do?
They're just kind of steadily marching at a fast pace, right? They're not really saying anything as they're going.
It doesn't. From where you are, it doesn't feel like they're saying anything. It's more so just general commotion as they're kind of making their way in the direction.
Are they clearing the path, like making it so like the guards have to clear, or are they just moving through the city?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. 18.
So you see a couple of them actually out front with like their shields, not really bashing, but kind of like pushing people out of the way. And it feels like they're kind of making their way through the crowd, trying to get somewhere rather quickly.
Seems like it's pretty important for shoving all these people. I'm just gonna follow them pretty much.
Okay.
At a safe distance, they don't feel like they're threat.
Well, what do you consider to be a safe distance? What do you consider to be a safe distance?
Enough that they're not like the townspeople are filling in behind them, but close enough where they're not blocking the people.
So you're telling me what you think is the ideal circumstances. I want you to tell me the metrics of what you think is the ideal circumstance. What does your character think is the ideal circumstance?
Well, I used to be in the city watch, so like I know they're like kind of what they're looking out for at this point in time, right? They're on edge, realistically.
Sure.
I would assume they're on edge, so I'm probably at least 10, 15.
Stop asking him.
10, 15. I'm like, well, he's in front of me. He's in front of me. Like,
I feel like they're just so focused as you can just get from where they're at to
right,
where
10
they're
feet.
going.
I go 10 feet.
You're on 10 feet? Okay, 10 feet's what you're saying?
Since he said I'm in front of him, yeah. Maybe 9 basically. At this
9.5.
Alright, so you guys are kind of tailing them at what feels like a relatively kind of close distance. And it doesn't feel like any of them are actually noticing you at all. As you're kind of making your way through the crowds with them. Almost kind of like following a police car and it's seeming like passing through a red light. So
It doesn't have his lights on.
So as you guys,
Police car.
what's that?
What's a police car?
something that you don't
What's
know.
a red light?
All just mystical items, magical items.
Yeah.
So as you guys end up
You
making your way to the town, though, I want both of you to go ahead and roll perception.
21.
There you go.
Hey, me too.
Oh yeah.
Noise. All right. So both of you are going to end up noticing that a couple of the people that are getting pushed out of the way end up not even complaining. They seem a little bit worried. And you end up overhearing one of them kind of saying,
How close are we to? I'm sorry.
"Oh no, is it happening?"
How close are we to the docks at this point?
At this point, you're probably about halfway.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
I mean, we're heading to the docks. If they're not even worried, they don't even care they're getting thrown into like anything.
So that probably sounds true.
Do we want to get close enough where we might get thrown into combat, or do we want to turn back and regroup?
I've made it this far already.
I'm not splitting up, so if you want to go, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so you guys are still heading on your way.
Yep.
Okay, let's have a chat. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Oh, let me do it since I fixed my chat.
Wait, where did it go?
Chat.
I understand. How do I get back to it?
You type exclamation
Welcome back,
point.
Taco, by the way.
Exclamation point. D. Space 20?
Yes.
Yeah, space 20.
You didn't do a space.
You didn't do a space.
I did. I hit the space.
But you didn't do a space.
You know what? You
Do
didn't
it again.
That is.
19.
19.
19.
So as you end up walking through the city and getting into the outskirts, we'll go back to you guys.
How long would I guess? I guess once we, I guess we're walking up to the door, and
You guys are relatively close to the actual sewers at this point. You guys aren't actually there yet because you're leisurely walking.
yeah.
It took you a little bit of time to kind of make your way through the market. You got her armor and everything, and as you're kind of making your way back through, you end up getting to the door.
I guess as we're kind of walking that direction, I don't know what you're going to do. When we get to the door, I'm going to try to get some things straight with this thing. Try to work something out.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to talk to it to see. I mean, I've tried before. I was able. I mean, remember when we were in the tavern? I talked to it for about 45 minutes. Apparently. So I'm trying to talk to it again, see if I can get this thing in check.
Alright. What's your plan when we get in the sewers? Are you just gonna try to avoid all the acid?
I don't know. This is the problem. I don't know if it was actually the acid or if it was because I got hurt. And it tried to kind of fight or flight, you know?
Or maybe it was a little bit of both.
Possibly. It's kind of a learning curve. at
Well,
this
when you're
point.
talking to the thing, why don't you ask it, she, whatever. What is it?
It's a lot of things. I can't exactly pinpoint.
So
It's like sometimes
it's-
sometimes it's a one person, sometimes it's like hundreds, sometimes it's thousands, sometimes it's an older man, sometimes it's a little girl. It's I don't know. It's the voice changed.
Got it.
So-
I take one step away from it. Putting a little extra distance.
Yeah, well, those you got to do.
So, just to clarify, right, we DM talking. You did, because you took a long rest, reroll.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you
what
now
else.
have a different ability. So.
Oh yeah, actually I did roll and then I forgot what it was and then I asked you and you didn't tell me what it was. Man. It's a 5.
It's a 5. So then go ahead and look at your abilities chart. You were too
Is
hot
it
earlier,
actually
now you're
1,
too
2,
cold.
3, 4,
I've
5?
been cold the
she
whole
was cold the
time.
entire time. She was.
There's wonders.
Ooh, it's the temp HP one.
Ooh, there you
Ooh.
go. Ooh.
Your body
Ooh.
seems to be accepting this transformation. Gain temporary hit points equal to your warlock level plus your skills. So it gets 3 temp hit points.
Ooh.
Nice.
Better than having -10 hit points.
Yeah. Oh, that was off your max. That's not temp.
All right. So, sorry, I just wanted to make sure you went ahead and did that. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
okay. Anyways, and then so that's kind of like what I'm saying to her as we're kind of walking.
All right. So you guys are getting relatively close to the actual essential sewer event you guys are going through the first time.
Yeah.
So going back to you two.
Okay.
So as you guys are kind of making your way to the last part of the city, I want both of you to go ahead. Both of you to go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay.
Yes, fight for the dice if you can.
Cut my nose.
She is like really getting in there.
How's that about that?
Hello. I know. I got a 9.
Why is it watching that really makes me want chicken nuggets?
What?
I don't know why. I'm just like, I'm watching the dog just like attack your face. You know what that reminds me of? Chicken nuggets.
You know, boot camp was the first time I had McDonald's. for years.
Really?
Because I was one of the art recruits, so they would just like slide us snacks like Red Bulls and candy. Like,
That's damn
and
nice.
the other, I mean, it was terrible.
Well, comparatively, yeah. It's like a tiny bit of joy in the otherwise shit state of your life.
With that said, chicken nuggets.
Hey, come here.
Primo.
Chicken nuggets change your life. They do.
What is this? I got a 9. I found it at 16.
16. All right. So as you guys are walking through, you're gonna end up recognizing a couple things. One of the things that you're gonna see is that as you end up getting closer, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like more guards kind of congregating and like joining this group. It seems like though some of the guards are actually remaining on their posts. Only a couple of them are really like would consider to be abandoning their post to kind of go in this pursuit with the other guards. It seems like as you get closer to the dock, some of the guards are remaining, but
It doesn't seem to be as big of a deal as we thought.
that's not for
Possibly.
me to determine. That's not for me to determine.
So we're basically close to the docks at this point.
Yeah, you're like you guys are like walking in it like in a conversation. You guys are getting to the wall that leads them. You guys are basically that. If you look at the map, you're at that intersection on the top part of the map, which is not far now.
Let's see if I can get like maybe a civilian to see if they might know something that was walking away from the docks, basically. Yeah.
So you guys are looking for somebody that's walking away from the dock.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys are both looking, go ahead and you're kind of like took initiative on it. So let's see if you go ahead and roll with the help action for investigation.
Nice. Basically.
20 basically.
I mean,
down
rolled a nat 20, but
Okay.
minus 2, 18.
Ooh, nat 20 minus 2. Very sad. But I'll take that nat 20. So as you end up going through and kind of like watching people walk away from the dock, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like this younger boy, not like a child per se, but think of it as like more of a kind of an adolescent teen, kind of walking away from the dock. It seems to be wearing like a fisherman's hat of some kind and just kind of like shielding himself from the sun a little bit and carrying a couple of miscellaneous supplies.
My young man. What's going on? Anything about what's going on with the gods over
Hey,
here?
kid.
Oh, what exactly are you referring to there?
Oh, I see you just came back from the docks, right? You see anything?
Ah, that I did. I came back from the docks there.
I see, because you got your whole fisherman's hat and shit on that.
Oh, wouldn't call myself a fisherman yet. I've been working at these docks as an apprentice for one of the fishermen out here.
Oh, I can tell you're doing very well. Just seeing the gumptious spiriting you as a fisherman.
Roll performance for me.
Upper's not with me. 6.
Because he's a lie.
Sadly, that's higher than what you rolled.
Yes, thank you, Lord up.
He rolled 5.
So can we just take a breather real quick and explain this part?
You can explain this part to us.
So, basically, the Lord of Up was a function of my own doing, as I was just trying to get more information from the guard, and I was basically fainting as a cleric. So
To
I'm sorry,
clarify,
you repeat all of that?
so to clarify, he said like I think he said like the gods damn you, blah blah blah, or whatever, and then
no, I said bless you to a guard that he was saying some weird noise. So he said something. He mispronounced IRS.
He said something.
yeah, he pronounced
And then he said
mispronounced
bless you.
IRS.
that's what it was.
And then I said bless you, and he's like, "Oh, you're a holy man. Oh, who do you worship?" And I'm like, "Up."
I'm the one that said he was a cleric.
You should have said up dog.
I was trying to get there. But he interrupted and went through his whole
damn it,
spiel, and I'm like,
Oscar.
"God damn it! Now I have to roll with the facade."
And he changed this dude's life.
Oh,
Like, he
dude.
is fully devoted to Up now.
Yeah. And he's been talking, and as they found out, that he's been talking to a couple of the guards like around him about like his new devotion to the god Up.
So like,
Because a couple of the other guards have like mentioned it to Oscar, which apparently is the cleric of Up in their eyes.
like evangelical.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Fantastic.
Yes.
Praise be up.
Praise be Up.
So that's the running joke now.
That's the running joke. So as you end up kind of walking through though and talking to this lad, and you have this conversation like, well, you know,
What did I?
I really have been kind of focusing on trying to get the aesthetic right. I'm definitely paying my dues.
Yeah, young lad. Now, anything out of the ordinary that you were seeing in the talk while you were out?
Well, and you see him kind of messing around with like this shark tooth necklace that he has. Well, I'm not really supposed to talk about what I see when I'm at sea, just because it could cause concern to the people.
We're just traveling through.
Right, but I'm really not supposed to be talking to the citizens about what I see when I'm at sea.
I just pull out of my bag and just holding 2 silver up to him.
You know, I feel like you might be trustworthy for maybe 10 gold.
Damn.
I have worked a very, very long time out here on these piers, and it would be quite nice to be able to go back home and visit my family. But I've seen a lot when I was out at sea, and I would like to be able to go and treat my mother to something nice.
Is he carrying fish?
He is carrying a crate.
Smash the crate out of his hand.
Listen here, you look.
Is it like an open
So the
crate?
crate's not open. The crate's
Tell you what. 2 gold for just the information. I'll maybe throw in another piece. Is this your latest sketch? What's in the books?
Not my lady's sketch. This is my my teacher's sketch. A mentor.
Extra gold for the whole lot.
For the whole lot of what?
Well, an extra gold to buy whatever's inside the box. How's that?
The contents of the box are a little bit more than that, then, mate. If I sell everything that's inside the box, it would be worth about 4 gold. If I go ahead and get 2 gold from you, then I'm not really making much.
Oh, you're
So
driving a hard
so-
bargain. 7 gold.
Go ahead and roll perception, or not perception, persuasion. Somebody in the chat, go ahead and roll d20 for me.
Do it, Taco.
Tackle?
Who is that?
And while you guys are
Fine.
while they're doing that, I'm actually doing
10.
10. Ooh, okay. Well, all right. I still gotta go pee. So.
Just yell from the
Oh
bathroom.
my gosh.
Oh, you don't. Hey, can you have someone come?
What kind of beverages are in
Unless you want to push like. That's
Absolutely. I think I took the last push light, by the way.
What is it on that can?
Alright. Oh, hello. Hello.
Is it camo?
It's a real tree, actually.
Just put the guns away,
We just
goddamn.
lost followers. God damn
Did I scare them away?
it.
To have a license to carry, man.
Somebody just said, "Eat the DM screen."
What does that mean?
Probably because somebody was talking about being hungry.
Or I could just.
I am
Scream.
always hungry.
Yeah. Oscar, you want some almonds? You want my nuts?
Really spicy.
Not very spicy.
Oh, you're right.
They
You're kind of salty.
do have more flavor since it's like the bottom of the bag though, so it's getting better.
Alright.
Can you stop reaching for my nuts in a
No.
sack?
Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
I've
Not
been
gonna
violated.
Dude, those almonds are so good.
They're delicious.
I haven't seen them at the store since the one time I bought them.
Oh.
We're gonna have to order them on Amazon or something.
Oh, by the way, Megan bought a bunch of keto snacks for me last night at Costco, and
Eat the DM screen.
she bought this one type of it's like these little like fudge brownies. They're super small, but they're like individually wrapped.
They taste like cosmic brownies.
Those things
Really?
are crap.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the fat bombs?
No.
I can't remember what they're called.
Um,
Oh,
You can have it.
thank you.
if I remember, I'll put it in the Discord because they are really yummy.
They're so
Like
good.
it literally tastes like the Little Debbie cosmic brownies. And,
I would like that. I'd like that very much.
But they're literally bite sized though.
Yeah.
I like that
Each,
too.
each one is like 3 net carbs.
I
So
love
it's not
that.
bad.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
very good.
So as long as you have self-control, you don't eat half the bag.
Well, so here's the thing. I prefer drinking my carbs. Believe it or
I'm
not.
completely opposite.
They
taste like I would much rather sit down and like sip on like a chocolate milkshake or like a banana milkshake than like eat an entire like cake.
Say that word again.
Milkshake?
Milkshake?
Milk.
Milk?
Oh my God.
milkshake bring the
Josh, girl, pour me a glass of milk!
We're all saying the same thing.
Milk!
Milk.
Give it some milk, Josh!
Your hand is like a brother to me.
You also
Your aunt was like a brother to me!
dude, cosmic brownies are so good. I haven't had a cosmic brownie
They
since I
start
was like
pulling guns on each other.
I haven't had a cosmic brownie since I was like I don't know, like 10?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had one, but
No, I remember last time I had a cosmic
But
brownie.
you remember
I
those
was-
flavors though.
So I was in like a Catholic
Give us some milk, Josh!
a Catholic middle school for like a semester, and
Oh,
one of the
that's
guys had a cosmic brownie, and he gave them to everyone at the table. And it was great. He was a cool dude. I don't know what happened to him, but I wasn't at the school for very long.
He probably got in trouble for giving candy to kids.
Maybe. All right, so bringing it back.
Yep.
So they roll a 10. What'd you roll? All right.
Oh.
No, that's
A hard eye like milk? Milk? Is that how you say it?
I think we can make a deal then here. There you go. And you see him go ahead and hand over this entire sack. Well, not a sack, but like more of a crate.
Great. Economy? As I reach into my bag and I start to hand the gold, but I don't drop it yet.
Ah.
Ah.
Tails, which
Ah.
I'm going to keep my hand here the entire time, just so you know.
Fine. It's 5 gold. You'll get the race.
I'm alright. So, when we were out on our last fishing expedition, we ended up seeing a bunch of ships. They were obviously Imperial. We got close enough to one of the reefs when we were actually doing a little bit of fishing that we saw what looked like soldiers aboard. It's believed that they're trying to attack. Now, I don't think the guards are willing to admit it, but I personally believe it's going to happen here in the next day or two.
You want to believe that?
I went out and I've been working on these docks here for a while. Now, when I've gone out in the past, I go out to sea. I don't see them. I go out to sea 2 days ago. I barely see them. I go out to sea yesterday. I see them getting closer and conjugating by some islands. I go out again today, and it looks like there's a little bit more of them. And they're getting a little bit closer and a little bit larger. I don't think the guards really want to raise any alarms, but I think it's safe to say there's an attack planned on the city. Now, if you don't mind there, Mr.
Okay.
Oh, thank you there now.
Alright, Kyle, let's go.
Yeah, kid.
And you see him kind of like strutting away with like kind of like a little bit of swagger in his step. He starts walking back towards the docks.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I opened the box.
Okay, so as you end up opening the box is like it's kind of difficult. It's a little bit slippery, but as you end up opening it, you end up seeing there's a bunch of blowfish in there, and what looks like a couple of salmons.
Alright.
More since you're a bear.
First of all,
That's racist.
it looks like it's heavy for you. So let me go ahead and grab that from you. So I'll take the box. So I know you can't carry that much.
I can carry myself just fine.
So I grab it in one hand and just kind of hold it like this.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's that size. I can do
Yeah.
that. So, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I'll take them and then see if anybody else wants them.
Well, you need to roll like it.
Yeah,
Alright, let's hit back.
Okay. So I'd say we're probably running to an extent to kind of catch up with them. So yeah.
And you're still holding the crate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be a little bit difficult as you're running and holding onto the slippery crate. So I'm going to go ahead and make you roll. You ready for this?
Yep.
So we're going to be going through. Actually, I'm going to let's add a little more RNG to this.
The crate's still open
So-
too. I never
so-
shut it.
so-
I never shut
So
it.
here we go. Here we go. Chat, I need you to go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Remember, it's
So-
the same as a D20, just do a space 6
Yep.
instead of a 20.
So Command D space 6.
What am I rolling?
I loved it. I loved it. Like we actually did a set for the chat. Now I'm so happy we probably had this like base rolling in the chat. So you're going to be rolling a certain amount of stuff based off of the chat size.
Hurry up, y'all are taking forever.
There. 2.
Ooh, 2. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and roll 2 sleight of hands.
2 sleight of hands. Okay.
About to be terrible.
I got negative 1, so yeah. That's gonna be a 1? Because it's a 2
All right.
minus 1.
So as you're running with this crate,
And then a 4.
you're gonna end up kind of having like a little bit slide out as you try to grab onto it. You end up grabbing right onto one of these pufferfish, and you're gonna end up kind of like grabbing onto the spikes and it kind of excretes like a little bit of poison on your skin. You're gonna end up kind of having your hands start to swell as you end up dropping the entire crate, and your entire fingers start to kind of blow up to almost look like ET. And you feel like an intense amount of pain and burning sensation going through your left hand.
Do I see this? Do I hear it?
You would definitely hear this crate just like drop and shatter across the floor, and see all these puffer fish just start like kind of like floating out, like rolling and tumbling on the cobblestones.
Come on, man! I just paid 7 gold for that.
You said I didn't give a shit if you dump it or not.
Oh, it is.
I'm like, ah!
All right, come on.
They got me.
All right, come on.
All right, let's go.
All right, so as you guys run off and leave, with a bunch of puffer fish and salmon just laying there in the streets.
So, yeah.
And so you guys, let me just check.
Let me get this straight. You basically just tried to shake down a kid for information and a box of fish.
Well, we didn't want the fish. We bought it. So
Paid him 7 gold.
well, he did, not me.
I did.
I don't care.
Well, so here's
Drop the fish on the ground
Yep.
and ran.
Yeah.
Well, we were already running. So
Look, man, the masses are everywhere, man. We don't want like 4 fish. All right. Who knows what's been on that floor?
yeah, the
Tater pots?
The sewer's filled with
It's the
acid.
ground
What do you
when
think?
it's outside,
Like-
you know.
What do you think? What kind of acid?
Actually, no. I want to run back and get a salmon at least.
okay. So as you actually
Like,
run
wait,
back,
wait. I have something in mind. Wait.
as you run back, I want you to roll perception for me.
No, which one's the sin?
See which one didn't get trampled already.
He's gonna roll like a 1.
12. So one thing you're gonna end up noticing as you're running back is you're gonna notice a giant sign, which is the Caesar District of the Arts, and you're gonna end up saying that all of the fish and everything in the broken crate is left like right in front of the Caesar District of the Arts. As you end up going over there, you end up seeing it. You grab a salmon off the ground, and you see what looks like a couple of like what looks like noblemen and their like children just kind of looking at you, picking up this fish off the ground. And as it kind of slips out of your hands, you kind of like end up just barely like cuddling it underneath your arm, and like it kind of still moves a little bit as you're trying to
What is the size of the salmon?
I was literally about to ask.
It's
Is
about-
this like
it's
a
about this
standard
big.
size salmon or what?
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
3 foot
you're
tall.
like really struggling to grab this thing. So you basically you're like
Like
grabbing
a child
it.
holding
Yeah.
a pillow.
Yeah.
But it's like too slippery for that. So he's like trying to really mount this thing. And as you end up kind of barely grabbing it, you're basically like hobbling through and kind of running back as you see this little flipper just kind of like hitting and slapping around like the top of your hair and your ears.
Every time we talk
And you're
about him
going through
walking, I just picture Grogu.
Holding the little ball.
So the nobles are all just kind of looking at me.
All the nobles are just staring
All right,
at
I
you.
just kind
They're
of,
judging you.
as I'm picking it up and just trying to contain the sound, I just kind of look around. It's like, never seen a goblin hold a fish before. Oh, God.
All right. So you end up catching up with your buddy here, Kyle.
All right.
All right. So as you guys are making your way through town, let's go back to you two. So you two end up finally getting to the actual sewer.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to go sit over here and try to talk to the thing. So, I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't either. Guess I'll just sit here and wait.
Alright, anyways. Yeah, so I go sit down in the little sort of like secluded spot by myself.
Okay. Are you gonna be like in the actual square? Are you gonna try to like go into? Are you guys like in the square, in the sewers? Like, are you?
No, I'm trying to like kind of like be near the sewer entrance. The sewer entrance is like off to the side, right?
Kind of.
So I want to
Like
kind of go that.
comparatively, it's off to the side. Yes.
Yeah. I pretty much want to go like to the sewer entrance and then like kind of go away from everybody else, like enough to where I'm.
Well, I go a little bit into an alley then.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay. All right. So explain to me exactly what you're doing.
I'm pretty much just gonna sit down and just try to close my eyes and just try to communicate with it again. Just being like, listen, we're probably going back into the source. We need to figure something out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. How do you roll persuasion?
Why? Every time, dude. My rolls for this suck. That's 2.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll wisdom save.
That's what I was thinking.
Wisdom save 7.
So you're gonna end up hearing just a culmination of just what feels like hundreds of voices going on inside your head. You're trying to tap into whatever you feel like this to be. Now you're not really sure what direction to go into, but you find something that feels like it might be the slightest hint of a response or a responding variable, and you try reaching out to it, and then you get nothing. You reach out to another one, you get just too much information for you to even comprehend, and it feels like it's overwhelming you as you finally kind of start like sorting through all of it and just kind of eventually pushing it all out, almost like if you were to go and like touch touch an electric ball, and like it shocks you, but you kind of step far enough away where you're no longer getting shocked. But you now kind of know where it is. You could go back to it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna go back to it immediately?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll narrative persuasion.
Give me a good roll. Oh, better.
Crap. 7.
Okay. Alright, so as you end up going kind of back towards that area in your mind where you feel like you can communicate with something, you heard all those voices just kind of just spewing out like lots of information, stories, derivatives, just random nonsense. Somebody in the chat, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Taco, do it.
Taco.
Come on, do it. Somebody.
Or Bryce.
Do it, Taco.
Come on, enough talking about carts and buggies.
There you go.
There
9.
it is.
Gracias, Taco.
9.
Yep.
So as you
That's
end up
it.
kind of going to it and kind of going through and experiencing all this, as you kind of retouch and kindle something that is that lesser part of your mind, there's like a spark, and that spark immediately just explodes into what feels like millions of voices. You end up hearing some that seem to be like relics of voices that you once heard, some that feel like they're almost memories or other kind of immaterial things that have happened in the course of your existence. But you feel like there's 5 voices to really cling on to.
What are they saying?
What voice you want to try to cling on to?
Is there like, can I tell a distinct difference between any of them?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Am I seeing anything? Like,
You're seeing him kind of like just sitting there and kind of like focusing on meditating, just kind of
Finally, god damn
kind of twitching a little bit, and then
Finally? Or you
just kind of like
you're
kind of
angry at the
moving.
same time.
I want you to go ahead and roll
Okay.
investigation.
18 on this.
Then you roll.
My roll, seriously, every time I do like any kind of
that-
skill check
14.
or saving throw for
14?
this stuff.
So as you're watching him, you're gonna see that he's definitely just kind of sitting there twitching and just kind of rattling through something. But you're gonna end up noticing as he's kind of sitting there and trying to kind of like sort something out, like almost like he's seizing it to a degree. You're gonna end up noticing that it looks like his skin's kind of beginning to like change colors in certain areas and kind of turn splotchy to a degree, almost like if and this is a very, very specific example from the course of my life, so get ready for this. If somebody had ingested hand sanitizer and you see the entirety of their body just turn to like very white and red splotches as their body is rejecting something.
I
A
feel like
very
I need
specific
story
example
time.
from high school.
Yeah, that's what.
All right, fine, story time.
Fine, you'll get it out of me.
All right. So there was this guy that I went to high school with. He was a very interesting dude. Very, very, very cool.
Obviously.
Most people that
And-
drink hand sanitizer are
And
interested.
so we were sitting there in like a drama class one day or something like that. And then
Drama
this
class.
no, it was Spanish. It was in the drama class was Spanish. And he just like he got super bored, like he sat in the back of the classroom, he just kinda like turned to me very cool. He's like, "Hey dude, would you dare me to like eat hand sanitizer? I'm like, no, I wouldn't. He's like, oh, okay. So he turns to somebody else and says, hey, would you dare me to eat hand sanitizer?
He just needed somebody to give him the okay to do it.
That's all he wanted. He just wanted a green light. That's all he needed.
So he's like going around between people in the back of the classroom. Then eventually he gets somebody to give him the okay. So he ends up like, I didn't give him the okay, but I was curious, right? So I look back there and like after I heard him get the okay, I'm like, well, Spanish is no longer important. And like I mean, it's like looking back there, he had like this little white cup, like you know those little white cups you get from like the water fountain like that. So he has a little white cup, and he just like walks over there and just does a little hand sanitizer from over next to the door. Cause like a Spanish teacher really was like having hand sanitizer. Then like goes back to his desk and it's just. I'm just like I'm watching him. Like, oh, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is gonna be fucking great. So this guy goes ahead and just. He's like, you know what, this is a little strong. So he ends up going over. This is while the teacher's teaching, by the way, okay? The teacher, like, so she was like, I don't think she really cared about the class. And she thought, like, she didn't
Obviously.
really like us.
Most Spanish teachers didn't. At least mine didn't.
So he went to the corner of the class and grabbed a couple paper towels and put the paper towels in and just kind of dilute it a little bit. That way it wasn't just like slime going into his mouth. So it kind of dilutes it. He holds the paper towel. It just starts like kind of drinking it, just barely like tipping it into his mouth. He's like, and just sitting back there. And then after about, I think it was like 5 minutes, he's like, I don't feel so good. And then I'm just kind of watching him, like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Then after that, I watch his face start to turn pale. I'm like, it's getting serious. Oh, I don't know.
How old are you again?
What's this?
How old are you again?
I was probably like in 10th grade.
Okay.
So I see his face starting pale. I'm like, oh man, it's starting to get kind of crazy. It's like me and like some of the other like emo-y kids are like in the back of the class are just like, whoa, like who knows what's gonna happen next? Then as I look at his face more, his entire face like turns pale, and his entire like arms start turning pale. Then I look at his hands are turning pale. Then I just start seeing like, these red splotches popping up everywhere, like he had like a disease or something. I'm like, oh, and then at that point he's like,
Go to the nerds.
I have to go home. So he just stands up. And the teacher just looks at him and is like, hi, you'll see you. Because, like, you can tell from a distance that everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. So he ended up, like, the nurse was like, not the nurse, the teacher was freaking out, called the nurse in. Like, the sheriff, you know, the
corporal.
like, walks in the class, like, oh my god, and they, like, rush into the hospital. We ended up finding out they had to get us, like, pumps. I'm like, dude, that guy was, like, hard. Like, that guy was hard.
Just killed everything inside his stomach, like all that useful bacteria.
Useful, bad, good, evil, the lines were blurred in his
Maybe
stomach.
that's what you should
like,
do.
I don't think it's in my stomach.
Oh, man.
You don't know
Only way to
until
find
you
out.
But, so anyways, yes. So that entire experience is what you're doing.
Gotcha. Alright,
So do what you will with that information.
I am definitely like standing ready to firebolt if I have to,
Okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm
Alright.
on guard.
So what was your roll? 18. So you're able to tell that one voice is kind of just babbling what sounds like just kind of incantations. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Garbage now. Oh, whoa, no. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. It feels like this particular voice is making some kind of a ritual spell. It's like trying to cast a ritual. Not saying it's actually happening, but it sounds like based off what you've heard and experienced in life that it is some kind of a ritual incantation. And they're one of the voices. Seems to be kind of a more childish, more juvenile, almost like now laughing and playing and something kind of just off in the distance. One of those voices seems to be something you really can't comprehend. It seems to just kind of be in a language that's more foreign to you than anything you might have heard, so you really can't determine what's going on. and the other two voices kind of blur into one, and you can't tell if it's the same voice talking. The last voice, more of an echo. Which voice you want to go for?
Oh, hey, thanks, Volt.
Let's see. Let's go with the echo.
Go with the echo?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Can the chat go ahead and roll a d20 for me?
9, type in exclamation point D space 20. Or Taco did. 19.
Not yet.
19.
19. Alright. So, and you have to do a 20. Or you have to put a space between the 20. Yeah. Just so you know for next time. Next time. But you got it for next time. So as you end up kind of like honing into that voice, you end up kind of deciphering the echo as being one word. Just one word that's kind of bouncing around. And kind of you hear the reverb increasing, and it seems to kind of just like fill up all the space in your mind as if it was a giant catacombs of a cave, just kind of endless and just kind of reverberating back to you. And that voice is saying one thing. That.
Called that shit.
Okay.
So you've locked into that voice. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna say basically try to respond to it.
Okay. It's gonna be difficult to hear it because everything's so echoed.
Yeah.
Stuff
I guess I'll say for who?
I'm gonna make you go ahead and roll every time that you get a response from it.
Okay.
So let's have you go ahead and roll. I'm thinking for this one, it's gonna end up being. Man, I'm kind of torn.
I'm gonna roll before he gets his things.
I
Dang it.
It doesn't count.
feel like I feel like for this instance, it's gonna end up being perception.
Perception.
Because you're I don't know. Let's just do investigation. I feel like investigation's probably the one here. I feel like investigation's the one.
Before either way.
4.
Yeah.
So as you're really trying to like hone in on this voice, you're going to end up hearing what is just echoing nonsense. You hear like a couple syllables, but you're not able to make anything discernible out of it. And it just feels like somebody's shouting from the other end of the Grand Canyon. What else you want to do?
Can I listen to try to like go to one of the other voices?
You're stuck on this voice right now. You're kind of given how this has worked in your mind, you put so much effort and kind of like think about it like this. It's almost like if you were trying to solve like world hunger right now. You had just like gone and tried to figure out what might happen. You hone into one thing, and then you're stuck on that one thing, and you feel like you can't pull yourself out of it for the life of you.
Is there a way for me to like get closer to like better understand it?
You can try to make a wisdom save.
By the way, who wants to bet that Josie can sleep?
Might be.
Dang it, it's a 4.
4. So as you end up kind of like in the space of your mind, trying to move closer to this echoing voice in the distance, you're not able to really discern the direction, but you can ask a question.
Say, could you possibly help me?
Go ahead and roll again.
What?
Investigation.
17.
You end up hearing like this echoing words you're barely able to make out, but you're able to not make out the initial. You're able to hear a little bit of the echo. You hear something that sounds kind of like this. 445 once 2
Are you trying to say you were once human?
You.
Me? You saying you?
You don't hear anything back.
Um.
What do you want to say?
What's that?
What do you want to say?
I'm trying to understand you. I need to figure this out.
For I was once you is was once me in your shoes.
So you were once, just like me, you had the parasite.
Dying.
So you died from this.
It has consumed me. And I change for the better is what says.
It consumed you and you transformed. That's what you're saying.
I is not change form. I lost me.
So you did not change form like I have.
I have seen what you have become. I was not so fortunate as you.
So you're saying that there is a chance for me to make this work.
I not know what the future holds for you, but nothing I have seen. We have seen.
And when you say Woody, what exactly do you mean? What are you now?
And you hear all the voices immediately slam back.
Where are we at this point?
You guys are almost there. You end up seeing what looks like a land, just kind of like standing off next to this.
Check this one. Not from me.
From who?
My neighbor right next to me.
Your neighbor right next to you? New armor?
Yeah, he wants your number.
No.
Oh, wait, what?
Dina.
You know?
Jeez.
He's
Oh.
I want to make an observation. Running back.
You can't do that. Not allowed.
I don't see anything coming from any of you.
I think it's a straight DM.
straight DM.
I see, this is why I have the separate chats for you guys. I always have the separate chats open. Message me in the Discord, separate chats.
All right, from now on.
Ah, beautiful, yes.
Hey.
All right, so you're gonna end up hearing a million voices going on in your head.
Okay.
All right, so you guys end up seeing Elena, and Elena, you end up noticing these two gentlemen walking with a giant fish.
What?
Just I kind of hold up my hand. Is my finger still swollen?
Your finger's still swollen.
And I'm like, yeah, we had a box of fish. Now he just has one.
Is the fish alive?
Oh yeah.
The fish seems to be in a state that you're unaware of.
Okay.
Could be alive, could be dead.
Hard to tell.
It's hard to tell when it's kind of slithering around between the arms of a goblin. So as you end up walking up closer, you're going to end up seeing what looks like a buddy of yours, actually, Edard, kind of twitching and seizing to a degree off in the corner.
I feel like he's just not into it, so I'm just gonna knock him back into the moment.
You're going to knock him into the moment, okay?
Yeah. So just gonna take the wide stance as I get closer to him, grab the fish by the end of its tail, and hit him right in the nuts with the fish.
Well put. Let's have you go ahead and make an attack roll. Let's knock those temporary HP points.
I'll laugh when you miss.
An improvised weapon, let's do it.
Come on. That's not bad.
You missed.
Without any
What advantage?
bonuses to it.
I mean, he's sitting on the ground meditating, so no, yeah. He's kind of twitching and spazzing to a degree, so it's kind of difficult for you to hit exactly.
If I just wasn't doing it for damage, could I just smack him with it?
So when you miss the first time, I'll say you try to hit him for damage, hit him in the backhand, and you're like, oh fine, and you just kind of slap him as hard as you can.
What just happened?
So you're gonna end up, as you hear the swarm of voice that's kind of coming to, you're gonna feel like, and you're gonna just kind of open your eyes to this giant eye just kind of sliding in front of your eye.
So he woke me up from it?
Yes.
Why would you do that? I was in the middle of actually communicating with this thing.
You was spazzing out, mate.
I was fine. Just trying to get information.
Well, we're back!
Oh.
Come on, let's go!
Alright, what's going on? What's the situation?
So long story short, we got 1 or 2 days before they attack.
Okay.
I mean, that's long story short. You want us to get in depth, we can. But
You wanna know where we got the fish?
I don't care.
I'm kind of curious.
Oh, I bought it off a boy. Little fish.
Just because you could?
Yes.
Um,
He was the one that actually gave us the information.
What do you plan on doing with the fish now?
I think when she says that, I get up and I grab the fish from him.
What do you plan on doing with the fish now?
I find out whenever I have to roll if I have to.
Let's go into the sewers now.
Oh, I grabbed that fish.
Oh, I know.
Am I rolling for that?
Did you fight him on that or no?
Huh?
Do you fight him on the grab for the fish?
Oh, it's gonna be snack pie later, but...
You just kind of accept it for what it is and move forward with your life.
Yeah. It was funny as shit. Oh, I said my own.
There you go. All right, so as you guys end up kind of crawling down to the parts of the sewers, you're gonna end up actually rolling perception. So who do you think the last two are to start going down to the sewers?
I'll be last, I think.
I would probably be in the front then.
Right in the front.
In the front as well.
I mean, we're just going. We know we're going into a safe-ish area, as far as we know.
Okay, so what are the first so explain to me who's the first two and who's the last two?
First two.
Last two.
Last two.
Okay, so both of you go ahead and roll perception for me.
Barbarian's being a bitch now. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
8.
Oh, 8-2.
Look at that. I've already turned
Okay,
into another
so you guys, so you
That
guys,
was out of character.
so you guys don't end up
Did
noticing anything. Who was the absolute last one? You're the last one. Perfect. So you guys don't notice anything happening, but as you end up kind of like holding this fish starting to go down, you see this guard walk up to you and just actually not walk, but it feels like as you get closer to you, you hear the footsteps kind of getting more and more dramatic. Hey, excuse me there. What are you doing with that fish? You know it is illegal to be walking around with uncarried fish in the city. has to be contained.
I climbed down faster.
What are you doing? It is against the Lord's
Are we
will to
climbing
be
down?
walking around with just an untainted fish like that.
Out of curiosity, do I hear this in the front?
You would definitely hear that, 'cause it's gonna echo down into the sewer.
So we're like, we're climbing downstairs or a ladder?
ladder.
I just like slide down the fucking ladder in laughter. Like I lose grip and I just.
Wait a minute! Wait!
I'm in front.
Oh, I thought I was in
I'm in
front.
front, so I was like, I just fucking drop.
You just plummet.
Excuse me, sir. I confiscated from a nasty goblin. I'm trying to actually go get it right now.
A nasty goblin. Is that another one of those? Is it an escaped gnome?
They look like goblin to me.
You know, normally something like this wouldn't happen. But we have heard that some of the gnomes from the slavers' market did escape. And if you were pursuing them, slapping with a fish would be pretty funny.
I'll make sure I give him a big one.
Give him a big slap. And then bring him back to the slavers' market. That way he's back in slavery where he belongs.
If I find him down there. We've been down here once and there's a lot of things that eat goblins and gnomes. So.
Good. Better off. Alright, anyways, then you have a lovely time down there. Get
They will. Thank you, sir.
You see him kind of give you a nod and just kind of go back to his post.
Alright, and I.
I assume that I had heard all of that, right?
You would have heard all that, yeah.
What?
Alright, I just keep going down.
Okay. So as you guys end up going down, kind of congregating in that area, you end up kind of finding your way and getting through to a point where you end up seeing what is the entrance to the second level that you guys were at before. As you guys end up kind of pursuing that area, you end up seeing actually that looks like Zatu is actually waiting over there for you.
Ooh.
And we will go ahead and end off there.
Alrighty.
So we'll be going into this next part of the dungeon with, hopefully, fingers crossed, the entirety of the party. That way, we don't have CR1s and CR14s TPKing almost the entire party.
Look, man. Don't worry, guys. I'm here. I got it.
Listen, as long as my wisdom saves are good.
Yes, as long as your wisdom saves are good. We're asking for a lot when we say that. So. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and end off there because we want to make sure that we're starting this dungeon with the entirety of the party. So we should have all 5 of these lovely players going into this next portion, and we will be going directly into the thick of it. For those of you who don't know last time, basically the entirety of this area is toxic, and it is going to be a turn-by-turn save throw after save throw to see how far they can get into your bowels and stuff. So, all that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, we're going to be posting clips and the miscellaneous stuff like that on YouTube after this. Anyone else want to go ahead and toss anything out there before we go ahead and cut loose?
Thanks, guys, for jumping in.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks.
Joining.
Thank you all for joining. Remember, we are going to be getting back at it here every Tuesday, 7:30 to 8, somewhere in there. We might push it back to 8. I'll let you guys know, though. Just make sure you join the Discord, and you can go ahead and get that in the link below. But we're planning on 7:30. Might push it back to 8 if we end up needing to do it, just because the work schedule is kind of a little bit fluid right now. But be on the lookout for our YouTube stuff. That's going to be Millennial Tavern with 1 N. Hopefully change that here to 2 N's after, because typos happen. But all that to say, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a fantastic evening and enjoy your weekend. Later, ladies.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.